All right. We are back with making picks. I am Nate, and I am joined with Will and Mark. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the show.
Man, listen, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I know we talked about it last week. My New York Football Giants and also Mark's New York Football Giants. We were playing against Carolina. There was a little hate by one of these people on the panel. I'm not going to mention any names, Nate, but we were able to come away with that win on an impressive win. We kept them out the end zone for the entire game, and they were only able to get a field goal in there. And I don't know if Sam Darnold is seeing some ghosts out there. But then again, listen, he was at MetLife. So some of those goals probably the locker room did go ahead and follow him. So, but it's a good week. Looking forward to some of these games coming up, and I'm ready to get back at it, man. Listen, but was last night the best Thursday night football game of the year?
So, since week one has been the best.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But it was a better game than we've had. It's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely no Jags, Jets, or But what about you, Mark? What do you? How was your week? Are you celebrating that win, that W for the Giants, or
Oh yeah,
are
I
you
already
back
have a
on the Giants
10-point
train?
PowerPoint presentation on how we can kind of like make it back to the playoffs. So I'm back at least for 1 week. I'm in. Just touching on last night's game here. I just thought it was kind of like interesting from this perspective, and where in week 8 or coming into week 8, you understand that Dallas is actually a pretty good team. You didn't necessarily know what they were looking like heading into week 1 against Tampa Bay. So it's almost like, all right, you know what? America's team, national, television, week 1 of the NFL. On paper, it looks like an interesting game. I'm referring to the Bucks as well as the Cowboys. But last night, an undefeated team, a 6-1 team, I have never seen anything like that, and where I was legitimately interested to make it a point to sit down and watch a Thursday night football game. I kind of had a little bit of fun. I had like a little bit of a problem last night. You asked me how the week was going here, so look, I'm getting old, guys. I'm mid 40s. For some reason, I was like starving, kind of like around 8:30, kind of like at night. I wound up popping in like 6 White Castle little cheeseburgers. Choked it down in like 30 seconds. But when I tell you, like, it has like, we're recording right now, it's probably like it's a quarter to 12 like on a Friday. Like, I'm still feeling it like in my stomach. I couldn't
You
sleep
got that
all
AJ
last
Brown
night.
Sickness, that Hollywood Brown,
I don't know what it
or
was here.
Marquise Brown.
I'm
Sorry.
on Pepto, I'm on Tums,
Oh, gosh.
I'm on everything that you can kind of like shake a stick at. I am pounding water like it's crazy. My stomach is in knots. I'm not sure if they were. They were awesome. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say that they were bad, but I'm not sure if they were bad to the point where it just kind of like messed something up in my stomach. But hey, that's what I'm dealing
No,
with.
just a question here: are those the microwavable ones?
Oh yeah,
or
the
did you?
Microwave. Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, what are you kidding me?
Gotcha. You might as well have just like gone to Chipotle and asked for the the greens only.
No, I was for a while. Like I was really excited about sports for like a different kind of reasons. I had an opportunity to sit down and basically watch the best basketball team in the NBA take care of business last night.
Yeah.
Transition it over into a Thursday night game here. Yeah, it was pretty good. And I'm referring to the New York Knicks. I know this is a card show. We talk about Sunday night football, but hey, we like other things. It's not just football, mate.
Yeah.
You open yourself up
at
to
least
some
you
questions. You
ended
throw
the
some
night of
stuff
the
out.
Super Bowl. So.
Wow. Again, just the low blows continue every single week. I'm trying to make sure
You're
that
dodging and dipping. It's
I'm dodging. I'm waiting for it. Usually Nate likes to come in at the very beginning. Now he's like towards the middle. So we'll see where he's at with the low blows next week. But they just keep on coming, ladies and gentlemen.
So I just want to say that my blows come in with confidence, and when I go on a 3 for 3 week, this is right out the gate. So
nice.
No, it's good. I enjoyed last night's game a lot. I thought there would be a little more offense. There was good amount of offense. Like Aaron Rodgers got it done. I you might call it over leveraged. Put in a few too many bets last night. I got a little heavy handed thinking that certain things would happen. Luckily, enough of my bets came through that I'm back to even. So it was overall not a bad night.
Enough of your bets came through, which means we were doing a lot of losing at one point.
Well, let's just say that pull. So those two pulled touchdowns cost me probably like $200 between Hopkins deciding that he needed to make himself, make it harder to run by twisting around and grabbing the face mask behind him when he could have just kept going forward. And then, Aaron Jones just, his butt having to go down on the, half-inch line rather than all the way in. Those two things right there pretty much killed a few of my
Real
tickets.
quick on that note here. Good call or bad call? I mean, I think it was the right call, but I've never seen a play that close get overturned.
So what doesn't make any
If that makes
sense
sense.
is that the first Aaron Jones touchdown actually had some question to it and better angles and could have been reviewed and overturned. The announcers actually said, "Oh, this will probably get overturned," and then they didn't. And then go into the second touchdown where the announcers are like, "There's no good angle. You're not going to be able to overturn this. It was called a touchdown," and then they did overturn it. So it's like, what are the refs doing? Where are they thinking? And how do we as fans understand what a ref is gonna? What are the rules? Like, it's back to this whole like we don't know how to watch a game because the refs just make shit up. Excuse my language, but when you lose $200, the possibility of $200 over refs mistakes,
It matters. It matters. Listen, it matters. It matters. That's some of those questionable calls. But I think in that Hopkins play, you just can't grab a guy's face mask for 5 yards. You can't do that because at that point in time, both the ball and the face mask made it past the goal line. So
it broke the plane. Yeah,
that was obvious. It's not like he grabbed it and he tried to let it go. It was 5. It was at least 5 yards. At least 5 yards.
Yeah, you're not cheating. You're not trying. That's the way I look at it.
I mean, listen. There's two ways to view everything, and I think that was definitely a good call. The Aaron Jones play is a little bit too close, but as we know, it's just one of those things that whatever was called on the field, pretty much it has to be substantial for it to be overturned. So.
Oh, absolutely. And I was kicking myself because before the game, I was thinking about playing some Randall Cobb, anytime touchdowns. And I was like, man, that feels right. But then I was looking at my bets going, I don't know, man. I got a lot on here. So, like, maybe I need to cool it. But, of course, then he goes off for 2. And, just missed out on that. But, all right, Mark. So we are talking today about the Sunday night Dallas versus Minnesota game. We're going to go through, make a lineup, make a ticket for Statement Games. Why don't you go through? You always got something for us. So let's go through your little spiel and then tell the audience, what this show is about.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we'll get into all like that stuff over here, and of course, the primary focus of today's show will be Week 8 Sunday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys versus Minnesota Vikings. But for some of you who have actually been following us kind of before, you're well aware that Nate and I, and we might kind of bring it back. I guess it's on a little bit of a hiatus, but we would do a show that was kind of a little bit more on the business side of what Statement Games is. So I've had a couple of questions. Hey, is that ever going to come back? You guys have a lot of fun with making picks and getting people to play for different, tangible prizes and rewards and things like that. And you're bringing on new partners. It's all great here. But from a data kind of business, I mean, after all, you guys are marketers. So what are you kind of marketing? How does Statement Games transition to the marketing? And from a card collector perspective, I actually feel that my first couple of questions in the past kind of week of people asking, hey, what are you buying? Like, what's going on? Like, what are you looking at? And I guess if I take a step back, I look at it from this perspective here. As a marketer, I typically define I know there's a whole bunch of fancy definitions, and somebody from business school could give me something here. But from a marketing perspective, all that basically means is I test things. I try things out, and I'm constantly seeing if they kind of like work here. So, with regards to what I'm buying, I'm kind of like trying to buy what I perceive to be good deals. And then I go ahead and I take a look at the Statement Games platform and the machine, all the data that we're kind of like compiling, and I test things out. So I got a couple of different slides. I'll kind of like run through with you. Hopefully, addresses some questions. I'm kind of curious to learn of, hey, what do you guys think? I mean, is this a format that is fun and interesting and things like that? Give us some comments, give us some thoughts here, or if we just need to go ahead and kind of scrap it. So, perfect example. Can you guys are we looking at my stuff? All right, here we go. So, I mean, this is kind of like nothing crazy. I mean, look, I'm wearing kind of like my New York Rangers kind of like sweatshirt here. I came across these 2 boxes of 1992 Topps kind of like hockey cards by wearing my Rangers sweatshirt and walking my dog. So I actually came upon a garage sale like this past kind of like Saturday. Some guy spotted me out, saw kind of like the sweatshirt, invited me over to take a look at the stuff over here, and picked these 2 bad boys up here. And I actually talked about this or alluded to this last week, and even kind of like on my Twitter account here. I got both of these sets here for $10 a piece for a total of $20. So
nice.
what I actually did is I took them. I created some landing pages for them specifically on Facebook Marketplace as well as kind of eBay. And then I took a look at like the Statement Games data that we had from our platform, because we always talk about how Statement Games is more than a game. From a business perspective, we've set up almost like a marketing machine. I took out a look at the people who are playing NHL games, some of the early stage kind of games, but most of the data that I was looking at was from last year. And I just put together like little campaigns here, and I actually just pointed people in the direction of where these products were available, although they were like on another platform. Make a long kind of like story short, sold them. When everything was kind of like said and done, minus all the cost of shipping fees and things like that, made $5.74. What was interesting to know is that I bought these on the 21st of October. By the 27th of October, the same month here, which is just a few days later, these products were actually kind of like move. And now Nate and I, behind the scenes here, we always talk about, I'm not necessarily concerned with the profit return. I mean, we're all kind of looking to focus on, profit or the net dollar amount that's going into your pocket at the end of the day here. But as we test things out as marketers, I'm more interested in the ROI. So Nate and I always talk about how I'm always shooting for 30%. Mm-hmm. So on this particular transaction, you can see that my ROI was as close to 30% as possible, or pretty damn close, 28.74, rounds up to 30%. So that's kind of like, what I kind of like to look at when it comes down to, it's not necessarily I'm looking to buy something specific. I'm looking to see what can I get at a reasonable enough price, and how can I actually leverage Statement Games data to try and move these things here. And I think I did a pretty decent job in doing it, and I think we'll always learn and get better from there. The other thing that I was kind of like taking a look at, I also picked up like this lot here. Now, some of the stuff I kind of like moved here, but I found something on Facebook, kind of like Marketplace, broke everything out here. I perceived that everything that this guy or gentleman was offering was probably like around like $470 worth of value. I was looking to purchase it for about like $280. I was able to go ahead and do that here. I got, 2 sealed sets of 19. I made a mistake here. It's not 98, but 88 sealed top sets here, a 91 sealed set, a couple of different loose sets, and a bunch of like, doubles, and a lot of baseball cards from like the early, 19 kind of like, 80s. So it was definitely kind of like, close to about like 10,000 cards that I picked up. So I started going through it and breaking it out. I guess it's going to be to be determined on whether I actually make the $470 return that I'm actually expecting. But I will say I'm off to a pretty kind of close start here. I already sold the 91 top set. And if you take a look at this second picture in the upper right-hand corner, as I was going through this stuff here, I came through in really awesome condition here, almost 10 Ricky Henderson rookie cards. I've already sold 4 of them, on average of about $50 to $55 to $60 kind of per pop. I also came across a bunch of not a bunch, but a few kind of Tony Gwynn kind of rookie cards. I already kind of sold them, so I'll keep you guys kind of updated. It's the same process. buying product and what I actually perceive to be a pretty good deal, utilizing the Statement Games platform to capture data and then leverage it to just set up little marketing campaigns, making people aware of products that are available, and I'm taking educated guesses. So, for example, this past season, I kind of targeted people who are making San Diego Padres picks and Oakland A's picks on the games that we're running on the Statement Games kind of platform. So hopefully that gives you an idea from a business perspective what we're testing out, what we're trying with Statement Games. It's all about engaging people through a different form of fantasy sports, giving them an opportunity to have a little fun with the game, learning the trends and what they're actually picking within that free to play game, give them an opportunity to play for some cool prizes and experiences, and learn from that data and try and move some product from it. So hopefully that's giving you guys an idea of what the business aspect of Statement Games is up to. I know that Nate's kind of been diving into similar type of ventures on his end here, but hopefully that gives you an idea of, hey, what are you actually buying and what are you doing with it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's a cool little story you had, between the different card lots and how you were able to leverage the data from Statement Games and everything. Very interesting. I think that if you ever want to do some more test campaigns, I have a whole eBay store that is looking for buyers.
No, I mean, I think that's kind of the whole thing here. I know that Will's got some great apparel in his store. I mean, at some point he's got to, you know, I got to turn the mic over to him. He's got to give us some more insight on what that is all about. How do we find it and all that stuff? But we'll get there. But yeah, I mean, and look, as we start to learn about different people's picking trends and games that they're actually playing, not only from a buying or from a selling kind of perspective. I mean, a lot of these trends are going to give us an idea of what to potentially buy. And on that particular note, I know that there is a card show taking place up in Nathan's neck of the woods, not next weekend, but the week after that. Me and a couple of my associates are going. Nathan, I know, is thinking about going.
Oh yeah.
So we'll continue to take a look at what's taking place from within the Statement Games platform. Maybe that gives us some clues on what's hot, what's not, what we should potentially be picking up, and kind of going from there. And that same weekend, I know that we plan on checking out a couple of those sports books that just opened up in Connecticut as well. So if you're listening out there, you're more than welcome to drop a comment in the comment section here and hang out with us for I guess a day and a half or something like that. Whether it be at the card show in the Boston area on I think we're targeting the 6th. We're not going to be there on the 7th. We're targeting like the 6th. And then we'll definitely be at probably both of these casinos for a majority of late Saturday afternoon and a majority of Sunday.
So why not? Listen, why not? Looking at, the more the merrier. So I will be up there, visiting these two properties with you guys. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very familiar with Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods. A little fun fact about Will: I'm also a poker player. So being from New York City, it was either Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun or Atlantic City. I did like Connecticut a little bit better. The drive is much better. Just get on 95 North and head up there, especially depending on the time of the day, no traffic. So I do like these on both these properties. I think that, again, Nate and I have been talking about this for a couple of weeks. This is exciting. This is very, very exciting. And I just want to be there in person, not only because – we could go ahead and make these picks on our phones and everything, but I just like to bet in person certain occasions because I like to see the disgust on the faces of them when I go ahead and get and ask for my withdrawal and I cash out these tickets. Sir, would you like would you like to place another bet? No, just cash me out. Thank you.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. One, to see this card show, the memorabilia event. That's gonna be pretty cool. Haven't gone to one of those, but if it sounds like a blast, and then just the fact that we can all get together and go to the casino, and Will out of Chicago able to just jump on a plane and make those kind of moves. It's very it makes that a lot closer. It feels like Will is, not cross country, but just like right there, and that we can be a tighter group. I know I've got a bunch of my friend group coming. We're gonna have a nice big group going in and probably get a little rowdy, just the way we all are. So I'm excited for it. They just opened up a new, sports betting lounge, and I got to see what it's all about. And I'm excited to like be able to yell at the screen, because I couldn't do that last night because my wife was sleeping. When my bets were coming in, as well as when, they weren't making the decisions that I needed them to make. So it's going to be fun.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
that's I guess that's kind of like my kind of like update. So what do you think? Just let's well, you can pull the screens kind of like back up here. I guess we'll start kind of like reviewing what took place last week. I mean, a couple of people sounded extremely confident. But let's just take a look at what everyone's kind of like going through. So if we just go ahead and review week number 7. So 2-1 for me, total of 19-14. 2 of my picks were correct. 1 of them were incorrect. I usually love getting on Will, but this was a tough kind of like game here. I mean, with that kind of like weather and things like that here. I mean, we're making picks on a Friday. The whole complexion of the game changed by Sunday night, so that's the way I'm going with it. But I also know that the conceited bragger by the name of Nathan is not going to necessarily let anybody off the slot here, being that he lucked out into like another 3-0. I got my eye on a couple different things over here. I like that 4 or 5 game cushion that I actually have. But Nathan is now 18-13. I think this week here we're going to actually make him make the 4th pick. Will?
Okay.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Because
this is
at a certain point in time, I mean, your luck has to run out. So I need Nate to make that 4th pick over there. Again, the weather changed. It was a monsoon. It was a monsoon out there. It was a monsoon.
I mean, that was crazy. I know that it kind of even lingered into the Sunday night game with the Saints and the Seahawks. So I'm all for getting
couldn't do anything about that.
Who consistently busts our ticket and makes us finish in not necessarily 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place, but I'm not going to get him on for that. I'm not that type of a guy, Nathan. So I'm just going to let it slide. Although I will say, I hope he does a little bit better at some point soon in the near future.
Well, the big thing to remember is I hit save this week.
You did hit save. Congratulations. That's important. It's important.
The picks counted. We had the opportunity to be correct, and then of course I just wiped the floor. So
we'll actually see if you overtake me. I might have to go back and retract a couple of those picks from last week because I did count them towards the record. But as much as I giveth, I could very easily take it away.
Well, you're taking it away from yourself. Is that how it goes?
Did I just screw that up? Anyway, all right, whatever. That's
sure. Yeah, no, it's I'll make that last pick. We'll do a full slate on air. I've been making those final picks anyway, so if you wanted to start counting those, I'm sure my number would inflate. But that was an interesting game. The weather really kind of dampened some things, but I did get my 3-leg parlay with that Michael Pittman touchdown, so I was very happy about that. Came in, what was that, last 2 minutes? I pretty much thought that I was going to have a full slate lose, that came in and was good odds and a good investment. So just adding to my wonderful weekend with the picks and the money. It's all there. So let's see. Get into what are you offering today?
All right. So this week, of course, it's Dallas Cowboys versus Minnesota Vikings Sunday Night Football week number 8. We're giving people an opportunity to win either or. So you have a choice. It's either going to be a 2016 Panini Donruss Optic Gem Mint 10 Dak Prescott, or a 2017 Panini Donruss Optic, Delvin kind of like, Cook. Again, continue to drop comics in the comment section here. Maybe there's like different cards that people think that we're missing out on that you would like to potentially play for. I mean, the Sunday Night Football schedule is widely kind of like, published, so maybe not this week here, but take a look at that schedule. If there's certain things that stick out to you guys that you want to, get a shot at playing for, more than happy to accommodate here. The rules are fairly simple. To be eligible to win either one of these cards, and it's either or. It's not both, guys. I know that there's certain people out there, like whatever. I don't want to mention any names, although I will start mentioning names soon if people continue to try, nudging me. But different story for a different day. One of these 2 cards. To be eligible to win, you must be a subscriber to the Statement Games YouTube channel. We also just set up a Rumble account. So you can find this in either Rumble or YouTube. Pretty easy to find. Statement Games Inc., Statement Games Fantasy Sports will pop. I'm not going to write up. Subscribe to either one of those channels. Give the video a like. And then also drop a comment in the comment section. Your comment to be eligible for this prize here needs to follow a very specific format, but it's simple and easy. Type in your Statement Games or Sports Host username. Keep in mind that if you're going directly to StatementGames.com, you're playing under the account that you set up directly with Statement Games. If you're accessing Statement Games from SportsHost.com, technically that data is now controlled and owned by SportsHost. It really doesn't matter to me. Statement Games username or your SportsHost username, take your pick. Doesn't really kind of matter. And then also, comment, or in your comment, let us know what card you're playing for or what card you want to potentially be eligible for. We also need to know who your number 10 pick is. And, of course, you need to be playing in the Sunday night NFL Cowboys versus Vikings game, either on Statement Games or Sports Host.
Nice. That Dak Prescott looks pretty. That looks really nice.
I actually like the Delvin, but then again, I'm a little biased. I think Cowboy colors kind of like make me want to puke, but hey, that's just me.
See, and it's kind of the same thing for me. Vikings. Dalvin Cook's great and all, but can he stay on the field? Kind of thing. Where Dak Prescott is, that's a good team. They're gonna win that division.
So we gotta mention this though. There has been some rumblings and some news about Dak Prescott's health. So I don't know if he's going to be able to come back for the Sunday night football game. And I know we're going to touch on it, but I got actually a couple of notifications while we've been doing this recording. So it's going to be interesting to see. I had some plays down. Like again, I'm trying to catch up to Nate now. With this him being, it seems like it's like a common theme, right? 3-0 every single week, week in and week out.
Not every week.
Yeah.
I'll pull up the record here. There are a number of losses attached to that record. Past couple of weeks, maybe. Not every week.
So it'll be interesting to see. But I think because this game is going to be played on Sunday night, I think that they are going to go ahead and be able to do what they can down there in Dallas to make sure that Dak Prescott's going to be able to go ahead and play. But just wanted to give you guys, a heads up. Pretty much what I've been seeing this last couple of minutes or so on these notifications.
Well, if you get notifications, spill the beans here. What are we looking at here? Is it almost like 50-50? Is it have like a little bit more of a reasonable shot and where? No, my personal opinion, I think he's playing.
Yeah. No, it definitely shows reasonable. It shows reasonable. So it's gonna be good.
He's been limited in participation at practice over the last 2 weeks. It says it's not fully his decision. I'm sure that if Prescott has the opportunity to play, he will play. It's just whether the team holds him back. And we'll see probably more Friday if he practices in full. So, that's a good call out there, Will, because I think that actually affects my choices and my picks.
Yeah. Okay.
But, so we're playing the Sunday night slate, Dallas, Minnesota. We're in contest 1 on Statement Games. Will, why don't you go into a little bit about this game is from, we just heard about the Dak news. Does that affect your decision, your outlook in this game, or like how do you see the game plan going forward?
Yeah, so actually it does. I mean, I think if Dak is out for this game, I think that does definitely affect the way that I'm going to be betting this game. As you guys know, I love betting the over on games if I feel that it's going to be a good chance to hit. The total for this game is at 52.5 currently. If Dak doesn't play, I just don't see how they get there. If you guys were like, hey, offered me up $100 to ask me who the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is, I couldn't tell you. So if Dak is out, I don't think that they're going to go ahead and reach that total at 52.5. So I'm going to stay away from that. And I actually do like Minnesota -3 if Dak is out. But I do like Dalvin Cook to go ahead and do his thing. And again, Ezekiel Elliott in that offense. He looks like the running back that came out of Ohio State years ago. So I like what he's been able to do. I love his player props for this week, and that's something to look out for. So both of the running backs for each team, I think is going to be a good play this weekend.
Yeah, I like that. What about you, Mark? We get Will's opinions all the time, and I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, Will, but you don't you're not making the right picks for the making picks. So let's talk to the guy actually
Oh, the
leading
leader.
all of us right now.
I mean, that
The
would actually
leader,
be pretty
Mark.
smart. I mean,
What's
let's
your opinion on this
maybe
game? And
get the thoughts behind the person who's winning this whole little competition. Okay. I mean, that makes sense to me. I understand what Will is kind of saying here, but I look at it from a little bit of a different perspective. And I'm actually, because I agreed with Will, I'm actually looking back a couple weeks ago when we actually thought it was an absolute no-brainer with that Chargers and Baltimore Ravens game, and we thought it was like a shoe and kind of like over. I was with him on that pick here, although I didn't necessarily play it. I know that he did pick it in that competition that we were doing when we were kind of like looking at the NFL card. But I look at it, even if Dak plays, I'm not sure how healthy he's actually going to be. I would venture to say that he's going to be limited in some capacity. Dallas is coming off of a bye. You've had the whole country kind of patting the Cowboys like on the back, telling them how wonderful that they are. You're playing on Sunday night. It's Halloween. As a Lions fan, you know that building in Minneapolis can be pretty tough. I actually think it's a very underrated crowd noise kind of building. And I look at this as probably Minnesota's Super Bowl, so to speak. So even with Dak playing, I like Minnesota in the game. I am thinking that maybe like a little bit of rust on the Cowboys' part, especially kind of like getting out of the gate. I do expect the Minnesota, offense to make plays against the Cowboys' defense. But let's be honest, they're not the Cowboys' offense. So I actually like, even with Prescott playing, I like the under 53.5. I'm not sure if I'm going to play it in this competition, but we'll see. I got a couple of things that I'm looking at here. I might sneak it in here, but I want to give Will an opportunity to do your thing. And well, I really don't care about you, but let's see how the other picks go after I, of course, make my first selection.
Gotcha. Well, let's do that then. We'll kick it off with you, Mark. Take it away.
Like I said here, they're opportunistic. They might get a couple of different turnovers, but they will have plays against them made in the secondary. So my first selection here, I'm going to slide over to the wide receiver category. I'm going to key on Adam Thielen over 64.5 receiving yards.
Nice. There we go. All right, Will, what do you got for us? You are on mute.
Again, I touched on this before. I like the running backs for both teams here. I do like Ezekiel Elliott to continue his success for the year. He's been doing a great job. So I like Ezekiel Elliott over 74.5 rushing yards for the game.
Nice. All right, there we go. All right, so it's on me. I got to make two. I really agree with you guys as far as if Dak plays. I got a feeling that this was going to be, tougher of a game. I like Minnesota's defense, and so with him, limited, having that injury, if he does play, I think it's going to be a little tough. I'm going to key in on the defense here, and I'm going to. So I got 2 picks here. I am going with. I think I like Minnesota Vikings defense with 2.5 sacks. With that calf injury, Prescott's going to be less mobile. He's going to be more of a pocket passer, and Daniil Hunter there coming off the edge, and I think they got Everson Griffin on the other side. So kind of going back to what was that, like 3-4 years ago when they had that really nice pass rush. That's kind of coming back, even with the added age for Griffin and Hunter. And then, we've been seeing this, and I've been kind of brushing it off for weeks now. Trayvon Diggs, he's a cornerback. He's in fantasy for IDP. He's been kind of an anomaly because he's been getting a turnover every game just about. And I think I like him for this game as well, to get that turnover. And if you're going to add in fumbles, Kirk Cousins is decent at protection and everything, but that he could put it on the ground. Cook could put it on the ground. There's always that chance. So I like that. Cowboys defense over 1.5 turnovers. Back to you, Will.
All right. Again, we're just going to be banking on the fact that that Dak Prescott is going to be able to go ahead and play. So let's just say that he does. I do like Dak Prescott over 298.5 passing yards for the game.
All right. Mark, you for 2.
All right. So I'm going to gamble a little bit. Now, as I make this pick, I think it's important to understand, like, if you head over to the quarterback position, which you're in right now, you can see that there are lines for Dak Prescott. Yep. Now, according to the Statement Games rules, it's the player's responsibility to pick players that will be kind of going to play as of kind of like right now. So I am going to make the bet that Prescott plays on Sunday. However, if I make the selection Dak Prescott under 23.5 completions and he doesn't play, that pick is automatically going to be marked wrong. So I think that I have a couple things going for me. One, he's obviously hurt. He's limited. He's not looking at 100%. So he's averaging kind of like, a decent amount of probably like around 24 completions kind of per game here. I don't think that this line accounts for the injury enough. Yeah. So I'm going to bet that Prescott plays and goes at some point. I mean, if it just plays one play and then comes out in the first quarter, like, I'm golden. I just need him to play. And if he does here, I'm still, which I think he will, I'm still going to lock in on the under 23.5 completions.
So since we play as a team but against each other, so you're saying he's going to have less than 23 completions, but then we're going to get over 300 yards passing. Because correct. Will's bet was over 298.5.
I mean, they
so
got.
There's a little bit of conflict there.
You think
he's
really
going to throw some big bombs?
I mean,
okay.
Look, I mean, they're an explosive offense. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, we can kind of go well over that number, and then be in the third and fourth quarter where they're just kind of like running the ball.
Okay. Yep. No, I just wanted to clarify that.
Just as big of a risk as kind of like I am. He's obviously making it as well. I mean, if he doesn't play, that pick is automatically becoming incorrect. But I think Will and I are on the same page. He's going to play.
Gotcha. Yeah. No. All right. Sounds good. What's your next pick?
Then my next kind of like pick here is even kind of like with the injury and things like that. A lot of hands kind of like touching that ball. So I just don't think he kind of like gets it done today. I'll key in on the tight end position. You got the two backs. You got, Cooper and Lamb and things like that here on the road, noisy environment. let's just key in on Darren Schultz under 4.5 receptions.
All right. Back to you, Will.
Man, so that's interesting. That's interesting because you had him under 4.5 receptions, but I actually like Schultz in this game to get over 42.5
There
receiving
you
yards.
go. We're almost like
So listen, maybe one of those receptions is like 20, 25 yards,
Maybe.
and then he caps it off with another 20 yard reception. And then, he ends at like 2 or 3, but still hitting your under 4.5 receptions there. So, but I do like Dalton Schultz over 42.5 receiving yards.
Nice. All right. Let's see. So I'll just go through it. I'll make 2 picks.
You got to make 2.
Yep. This will bring me up to even with you guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is if Dak is limited, is probably going to, limit the offense a little bit, which means possibly, stalled in the red zone. So I'm going to actually take Greg the Leg, or Gweg the Leg, sometimes referred to when he can't make these, but 2.5 field goals. And then we haven't really hit any wide receivers. And I got to say, like, I like Justin Jefferson as a receiver, and I feel like 5.5 receptions is really low. So as my bonus 4th pick, I'm going with the over on Justin Jefferson for those 5.5 receptions, and we're gonna lock that in. So for anyone watching, know that we are playing in contest 1. This is our full list, so you can play off of that. Play it as well if you want to kind of edge us out. But if you see SG live, just know that you're playing against Mark, Will, and myself. And Mark has come to the table with some pretty good possible prizes if you can beat us and follow his rules. And looking forward to seeing how this plays out. And I don't want to say that I'm going to go 4-0 here. But I mean, it's looking pretty good, especially if it plays out the way I want it to. So,
well, I mean, I hope we still got to win.
True. Yeah, no, the game has to get played, so we shall see. But for everyone out there, make sure that you're following on all social medias at Statement Games. On YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel, Statement Games Inc., as well as playing the game itself, statementgames.com, or download the mobile app in your app store. Guys, great episode this week. Good luck to you. You might need it, and we'll see you next week.
All good, man.
All good.